All right, you guys, man, shout out to Adam Barkin once again with the Buy Me a Coffee donation request, man. So we got Lice featuring Aesop Rock and Homeboy Sandman. This song is called The Burgers, right? Oh, so the group is called Lice. They call themselves Lice. That's okay. All right, so this song is called The Burgers. We're going to jump into this thing immediately, all right? Let's get it.
Burgers. What do you think is in the burgers? Mystery meats from different merchants, cats and dogs and missing persons. What do you think is in the burgers? Visitors from distant churches, city mice and similar vermin, all mixed in with artificial preservatives. Twisting, turning, tumbling, it's vertigo in serpent country. I circle earth and turn pretty fugly, then circle back for that Keurig upkeep. Ripples in your resting juice, forecasting chimps in heavy shoes, belly laughing at these saplings, telegraphing every move to these sitting ducks in silly circles. What do you think is in the burgers? Swiss cheese and sacrificial virgins, twisted limbs from triple murders. That's information, not an infomercial. I'm in your faces. Tip your server, wizard pipe with my wizard weed, my pole position, my millipede. I like marching out and that darn dicey.
Hey, if y'all don't know, pole position and millipede were two games off of Nintendo. Very old school games. Millipede might have been Atari, actually. Millipede might have been Atari. Pole position is definitely Nintendo. Probably, to me, on Nintendo, probably one of the best racing games of all time on Nintendo. Pole position was so lit. I could probably still pick up and play pole position right now and have a good time. All right, let's go. Let me back it up real quick.
Pole position, my millipede. I like marching out in that darn dicey whilst architecture falls down behind me. Vehicles won't stop exploding. I'm still expected with a pocket of protein, with a pocket of posies. Sword and stone, and I trained my whole life for this moment. Hordes of houseflies, swarms of locusts, gore to get with. Report to Stonehenge. What do you think is in the burgers? Somebody knows, nobody talks, somebody owes. What do you think is in the burgers? Nobody gives, somebody talks, so nobody wins. What do you think is in the burgers? Somebody's up, if nobody talks, then what is for lunch? What do you think?
I gotta say, that first verse from Aesop is probably the most direct verse I've heard from him so far. He's literally just jumping into what conspiracy theory think burgers are, like stuff I've heard about in the last like 15 years about like burgers in general. Like, what do you think is in the burgers? Like straight up, just straight up. The message is on the nose on this one. Like, yeah, I do agree with you. Dig, you know what I'm saying? Like straight up, like he telling you what you think it is. Let's go.
What do you think is in the burgers? Rat poison and dish detergent. That evidence that if it surfaced could affect the case, they spin the verdict. What do you think is in the Gerbers? Razor blades and other hideous kernels. Insects and fish and turtles and viscera yet to have been determined. Oh, death, won't you spare me over? I'm very close to that Terra Nova. With a boiling pot of sub-terra culture, it's extra ultra. Buenos noches, scriveners with feather pens from pretty birds like precious gems. We sketch up existential threats, defensive ends like let's be friends, and it's tense. Out in the herd, I mean, what do you think is in the burgers? Billionaires and Bilderbergs, over 99 billion served, bitch, skip a turn. Handshake heavy, I send y'all back to the landscape lefty. Leather face in my Freddy sweater, I might trail you, send the pale death beheader. I say, let's feed that mess.
Bro, whoever mixed this, gotta give a shout out to the producer on this track. Whoever mixed this, bro, like, got his voice, whatever levels y'all got on his vocals, like, keep those levels. Like, those levels incredible. Let me see, is he on the producers on the credits? But no, they not. But like his voice sounds got so much more punch in this song.
Handshake heavy, I send y'all back to the landscape lefty. Leather face in my Freddy sweater.
What's up,
my
Jorge?
Chinese sent the pale death beheader. I say, let's feed that mess to the shredder. Press the patty, add cayenne pepper. Add more, this is trial and error. Never been two burgers alike, like ever. Game night with my dice tower, my D20, my night howlers, my night owls on fire flowers. Got one question for the higher powers to go. What do you think is in the burgers? Somebody knows, nobody talks, somebody owes. What do you think is in the burgers? Nobody gives, somebody talks, and nobody wins. What do you think is in the burgers? Nobody speaks, if somebody can't, then nobody eats.
The hook could kind of grow on you a little bit.
What do you think is in the burgers? Prophets, sages, book pages, truth and fables labeled outrageous. Boys and girls and kids of all ages. What do you think is in the burgers? Gucci purses, proofs of purchase, DMT, smallpox and worsen, EMTs and docs and nurses. What do you think is in the burgers? Peep the whispers, heed the murmurs in a 2D prison for the visual learners with YouTube to MP3 converters. Psyops on the bill, free will sizzling on the grill. Get them heretics on the rack, they like word to that, I'm like on the road. What do you think is in the burgers? Zippo lighters, freedom fighters, 76ers and 49ers, and junk mail from healthcare providers. What do you think is in them? People wearing Jordans when a shoe don't fit them. White lies, both sides of Pink Floyd prism. Descendants of the slaves turn slave to the rhythm. What do you think is in the patties? Hidden data, missing daddies. Bros.
Dude, this, hold up, man. Hey, this song is actually kind of lit, bro. Like, this song will actually have you sitting like, and personally, as the song goes on, I kind of feel like this is about a double entendre. Like, I think Aesop was in the first verse doing something a little different, but in the second and third verse, I feel like these are metaphors a little bit.
Slaves turn slave to the rhythm. What do you think is in the patties? Hidden data, missing daddies, bros and panties. It's a trip, better pack a Janny. Pakistanis, wires and cables and routers. Greedily they ground believers, defeat the doubters. Innards over the counter, barely know the difference between the inner and the outer. What do you think is in the burger they serve up to the casual observer? History meets mystery meets secret, that's a mess you best keep. The taste mesquite, blood and sweat cause you sweat the technique. And tears from the deck that knock you in the next week. And pig's feet, enough to feed all of 125th Street. What do you think? Old tires, no iron or zinc in that pink. No riboflavin, lead paint ain't no misbehaving. Oh right, that's your favorite, chunks of pavement, quote the raven. Acid, antifreeze, but forget it, don't sweat it, just add cheese, hey.
Yeah, this, like, the third verse definitely is a double entendre. Like, what do you think is in the burgers is the qualifying question, right? What do you think is in the burgers, right? But I feel like Aesop in the first verse was probably talking about something very straightforward. Like, so he was saying something like, what do you think is in the burgers? Mystery meat from different merchants, cats and dogs and missing persons. What do you think is in the burgers, right? I feel like cats and dogs and missing persons, I think him qualifying that question on the next line further emphasizes what the burgers might be, right? Visitors from distant churches, city mice and similar virgin, all mixed in artificial preservatives, twerks, twisting, turning, tumbling. It's vertigo in the serpent country. I circle earth and I'm purdy fugly. Then circle back for the courage upkeep. Ripples in your resting juice. Forecast chimps in heavy shoes, barely laughing at these saplings, telegraphing every move to these dead city ducks in silly circles. Dude, this is crazy stupid, bro. Let me see.
Back for that Keurig upkeep. Ripples in your resting juice. Forecasting chimps in heavy shoes. Belly laughing at these saplings. Telegraphing every move to these.
Ooh, belly laughing to these saplings. How did he slant rhyme that? Belly laughing at these saplings. Belly laughing at these saplings. Telegraphing every move to these sitting ducks in silly circles. What do you think is in the burger? Swiss cheese and sacrificial, twisted lips and triple. That's information, not infomercial. In your face, just tip your server. Wizard with my wizard weed, my pole position, my millipede. I like marching out to that. Dude, I love this verse. I wish he would do more of this. I wish Possible Kid was more of this, just straightforward. But Aesop got to be Aesop, right? Aesop gotta be Aesop. So I like marching out to dour and dicey. Whisk architecture falls down behind me. Vehicles won't stop exploding. I'm still expected with a pocket of protein, with a pocket full of posy. Sword and stone, I trained my whole life for this moment. Hordes of houseflies, swarms of locusts, going to get with, report to Stonehenge. That's a weird, eerie way to end that verse, man. Now, the hook probably segues is like very perfect, right? So you're talking about what do you think is in the burger? Somebody knows, nobody talks, somebody owes, right? What do you think is in the burger? Nobody gives. Someday talk about, nobody wins. What do you think is in the burger? Somebody's up. If nobody talks, then what's for lunch, right? I feel like that last line is kind of cryptic too. So then in the second verse, he kind of goes through, what do you think is in the burgers? Rat poison and dish detergent. That evidence, if it surfaced, could it affect the case? They spin the verdict. What do you think is in the Gerbers? Like baby food, razor blades and hideous kernels, insects and fish and turtles, and visceral yet to be determined. Dude, I love the rhyming, bro. The rhyming is my favorite part, but the fact that he could just show that technical skill, but also keep the integrity of his syllable counts. Love it. Love it. Chef's kiss. Mwah, right? But I do feel like generally this song is pretty straightforward. Like, it's answering the question that we always think, but I feel like there's a political spin to this too. The burgers, the metaphor of burgers could be equated to what they're feeding us through the media, through sports. And you get into that from Homeboy Sandman. You know what I'm saying? What do you think is in the burgers? Prophets, sages, book pages, truth and fables, labeled outrageous, boys and girls and kids of all ages. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like that. I want to know what you guys think about this song, Burgers, right? And I don't want to spend too much time breaking this down because we be here for 20 minutes, right? But I feel like there's, like somebody said in the chat, I do feel like there's a very, very close relation to Build-A-Burgers, right? What do you think is in the burgers, right? I feel like that's a clever way of talking about them without talking about them. Yeah. I agree with you, Dig, right there. I mean, I thought it was an excellent. I thought this was an excellent track. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was excellent. So with that being said, post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think, all right? Catch you guys at another one. Peace.